5 years in the making, Thief is Eidos-Montreal's return to the cult classic Thief franchise. At a time when there are so many different stealth action games to choose from, be it Assassin's Creed, Splinter Cell, Dishonored, Thief is a game that is a pure stealth title.
It was really important for the team to really understand what it means, what is a Thief game, and not necessarily what was Thief 1 or Dark Shadows or what were the individual games. What do people remember? What do people have fun remembering about Thief in order for us to reimagine the franchise today?
So today I had a chance not to play through any of the narrative or the missions of the game, but instead to play through a collection of objectives that you would find at the end of a mission. What that meant was I was given some tasks, and those tasks involved breaking into houses and stealing things, and I got to decide which ones I wanted to do and then go do them.
So the way that it works is you got a main mission path where you kind of discover the characters a little bit more, their motives, what they want to do, and then at the end of every one of these missions, you'll come back to the city, which is the part that you played. And then it's up to Garrett to kind of figure out how much time he wants to spend in that space. There's a lot to do, a lot to loot, a lot of jobs to take from Basso. There's a lot of information to gather from both the story and extra information about the city, about what characters are up to, stuff like that.
Thief on some level might make people think of Dishonored because it has some of those same themes. But the problem is when you try to play the game like you might play Dishonored, you'll find yourself in situations the game doesn't feel like it's designed to handle. And that basically means combat. When you get caught, instead of just being caught, you have this option to sort of fight your way out, but there's no really good combat mechanic. Instead, you use a billy club to sort of ineffectually swing at your enemies. Like you get into the thick of a battle, you could probably batter your way out of these guards that are all around you, but it's not a fun process. Frankly, it doesn't feel like something that they developed to allow you to really do. It's there, but it's not something you want to do.
Garrett is not about getting, swords and knives and slicing up enemies. The blackjack is his tool to be able to distract enemies, not necessarily eliminating them and get out. He has the means to defend himself if he needs to. He has the means to evade if he needs to. But it's about really thinking about the approach of a space that you're kind of stepping into and seeing what's the best way to get in and get out as quickly as you can.
So really, you want to play the game like you would play a pure stealth game. When you approach it that way, when you ignore the idea that this may be an action stealth game and it's instead a pure stealth game, you find yourself really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun to try to find these purely stealth approaches to solving these essentially thieving riddles. This is a game that has been 5 years in the making. Now, we've talked a little bit in the past about some of the issues that has caused and why the game's been 5 years in the making. But it's also a little surprising to see that a game that they've been working on for so long has so many bugs. I know this isn't a finished version of the game. They said it's feature complete. They have a lot of polish to do, but I had 2 or 3 hard crashes. I had several times when I got stuck in things. It's certainly a game that needs a lot of work still. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask, there have been a few stories about issues development have had over 5 years. Can you say it all? Like, do you feel like you're past those issues? And where do you think the team stands and the game stands now as you approach launch?
I think the team is definitely past these issues. I think if you work really hard on a project, you put your heart and soul into it, there's definitely going to be ups and downs. There isn't one team that I haven't worked with in the past where everything was smooth sailing. You don't make a game that's special without overcoming your troubles.
Right.
The team right now is specifically driven towards that final objective of making a kick-ass stealth experience based on the strength of a character who is an expert at that field. So for us, the remaining time that we have left, we want to focus on polishing every feature and making sure that everything is working as intended and there is no real way to really break the game.
So what I got today was a taste of sort of the concept of Thief. I know we aren't that far away from it launching. It's coming out in February, but having not yet played through any of the missions, it's hard for me to say whether or not I'm going to like this game. I like some of the premise, I like some of the ideas. I think it also is going to require a certain interest in stealth and a willingness to only do stealth, but I can't say right now whether this is a game that I would love to play or not because frankly I haven't played it.